All right, hey gang. Pardon me in the cough there. This is your buddy Josh Johnson. We are going to crank up our Facebook Live momentarily here. We have much to discuss. We have a risk of some strong to severe storms rolling on in the state late this afternoon and mainly into the nighttime tonight. We have some storms ongoing right now. Those are sort of few and far between, but they're out there. We'll track those for you momentarily as well. So just if you could, just do a couple of things. If you'll share this Facebook Live, that'll allow us to reach the largest possible audience. And if you can, comment. Let me know where you're watching from. It's always interesting to see all the names and the faces and the locations and all that fun stuff. So we have ourselves a little bit of a severe weather day here, a little bit of a severe weather scenario here. And we'll go into the maps here. So that's a live look outside at First Alert Radar. Check it out. Got some rain and rumbles. A few showers in parts of Montgomery County. We'll go back over to Maxwell Radar, get a better look in there. These are just sort of your garden variety popcorn style showers out around Pike Road and in northeastern Montgomery County. These are moving steadily towards the northeast. They are, again, kind of that few and far between, you could say. Just some scattered showers out here in the northeastern part of the county. Not a huge deal there. Then we've got other issues, though. We've got storms popping up later on today that we're going to have to deal with. Some of those strong to severe as well. So that's something we'll have to kind of keep an eye on, too, as we go through all of this. So let me know, too, if you can see this. I'm having some problems on my end seeing anything. Yeah, how about that? Looks like it's just a still shot of one of the better receding hairlines you'll ever see. Yeah, that's odd. So we'll get off of that and go back to this. So looks like the video is not refreshing for whatever reason. I have no idea why. That's a new one on me. So really not a lot to do, I guess. Yeah, it's frozen badly. Even the radar screen I'm popping up there is not what I'm actually showing on radar here. So the video is definitely frozen. And not like the movie. So we'll just make this audio only, I suppose, which, gosh, that's no fun. But here's the deal. Scattered rain and thunderstorms sweep across the state today. During the afternoon, the odds of anything severe are very, very limited. Odds are good. This is just going to be sort of your typical just scattered shower scenario. And again, we've said this 1,000 times, but it is not going to rain all day in Montgomery. It's not going to rain all day anywhere in Alabama on Saturday. And if you have any plans, you don't need to cancel them. Scattered rain and rumbles around at times. But all right, gang, we are back. How about that? So brand new Facebook here. I'm not sure what happened there. I think I had too many apps open on my phone. I use my phone to run all of this stuff, by the way. This is all in iOS creation. So that's radar right now. You've got some scattered downpours in parts of the state, mainly the far southern and southeastern sections of Alabama. There's anything crazy down there. We'll watch these storms. The deal today is these storms that are forming now are forming in an environment where there's more instability. It's warmer and muggier near the Earth's surface. That's supportive of storms. But the highest wind shear really hasn't cranked up over the state yet, nor has the best forcing and lift gotten here yet either. So this is, when you're forecasting for severe weather in Alabama, you sort of just go down the list of things you need. And right now we have some of those things we need, and some of those things we don't have. And then the trick is, do you get them all in the same place at the same time? That's really always the million-dollar question. And so far, we believe that is not going to happen. But your mileage may vary depending on exactly where you live. It's not going to happen in the southern half of Alabama, but it could certainly happen in some other places. So let's see here. We have had already a fairly significant tornado earlier in the day. That happened up in parts of Tennessee. They had a pretty tough tornado up in that part of the world. So we are live on YouTube. I see that. That's exciting. We have we're now up on YouTube. Hooray! Facebook seems like it's still dead in the water, though. I'm not, I don't see anything on Facebook right now. But anyway, let's see if we can get that figured out. So let me show you a few things here. We'll dive into the data head first here. This is the latest run of the HRRR model. We'll switch it over to the precip. What this shows you is expected radar returns and then any rotation. And you'll notice right off the bat, with ongoing storms, there's evidence of rotation up here around Memphis and parts of western Tennessee, where we've had that significant, what appears to be a significant tornado earlier in the day. Now watch with me as we dive into this. Scattered storms favor the southeastern counties through about 5 o'clock. Everyone else mainly dry. Then we get to 10 p.m. Still mainly dry in most of the state, but you've got this nasty line of storms that runs from Natchez to near Newton, Mississippi, to near Decatur, Alabama. That keeps on hauling towards the east as the night unfolds. Now, there may be a cell or two that pops out ahead of it, and if that were to happen, the atmosphere, not terribly conducive for tornadoes ahead of the line. I think if we have tornadoes in this, it's probably going to be along the line itself. But even that may be a bit of a long shot here. So the line itself gets into West Alabama just after midnight. Again, we'll just kind of query the atmosphere along and ahead of the line here. So a couple of things that stand out to me here. This is a forecast sounding. This shows us the three-dimensional makeup of the atmosphere. So what do I see here? Well, the first thing I see is what looks like a small inversion down here at the bottom of the atmosphere. So the temperature looks like it warms from the surface up for the first few hundred meters. Then your temperature is sort of flat, and you really don't start cooling the atmosphere. The red line is what I'm looking at here. When the red line tilts to the left, that means the air is getting cooler as you go up. That really doesn't happen until you're up above the ground a good bit. What does all that mean? It means the chance of a tornado in this kind of environment isn't zero, but it is very low. There's outstanding directional wind shear. You've got a southeasterly surface wind, if you look at the barb down there, flickering around to the southwest as you go up in the sky. But the magnitude of the wind in the low levels is very limited. The low-level jet here, about 30, 35 knots. That is typically not enough to create tornadoes, or at least significant long-lived tornadoes. But it's something we'll have to watch. The main threat here, probably damaging wind gusts, but the strongest storm cores could become problematic. So let's shrink this back down a little so we can kind of take it all in and watch the time here. So this is 1 in the morning. So we'll just sort of fast forward it. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4. So you've got kind of this broken line of cells that approaches Montgomery by 3 to 4 a.m. Same sort of thing here. We'll just kind of look at what the atmosphere looks like along that line. Same thing, outstanding directional wind shear. Your low-level instability is very limited. It's muggy near the Earth's surface, but you're not really cooling much as you go up. There is some instability there, though, so that's why we have to kind of slow play this and tell you, yeah, look, the risk of a tornado is not huge, but it is there. So this is by 6 a.m. It's made into East Alabama. So as far as timing out the line, we'll say Demopolis, Selma, Marion, midnight to 3, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, Montgomery, Alex City, call it 2 to 4, 2 to 5 a.m. And then we'll say 4 to 7 out east. Anywhere east of I-65, 4 to 7 should handle you pretty well. Maybe 3 to 7 in some of the northern counties up there, Tallapoosa, Chambers, but south of there, it's probably more like 4 to 7. So it's a fast-moving thing. This doesn't last long. This kicks on out of here pretty quick. So this is not something that's going to stay with us for a very long time. This won't be one of these, the window here is fairly condensed overnight tonight into early tomorrow. So we'll wind this thing down. I appreciate you joining us on this abbreviated YouTube Live. Facebook is not working very well. I'll post the link to this YouTube discussion on Facebook, though, so that you can see it, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're as far as our staffing and our plan goes, we think we've got a good plan worked up for you. Meteorologist Nick Gunter, I think, may be in the building now. If not, he will be any second now. And then he'll be here manning the fort through the evening newscast tonight and into early tomorrow morning. And then Tyler Seabree is coming in later on. He'll come in around 3 in the morning and stick around with you there. Joel Beckham adding nothing to the conversation by saying hype. Man, do you even pay attention? If you watch this at all, I walk through why there's really not a huge tornado risk here. If you think that's hype, I really don't know what to tell you. So, yeah, man, go watch a different video is what I would say, I guess. With all due respect, I don't mean to be disrespectful there, but it's really not hype. This is really just an honest discussion of the weather. We've had a big tornado tonight today up in western Tennessee. We don't see any evidence of that kind of environment here in the state, but we'll kind of keep an eye on it. If you're just joining us, we've got some storms ongoing in the southeastern counties right down here. These will stay along the Georgia border counties and move northeast. We don't expect much out of those, but we'll keep an eye on it. Then we've got a big line of storms that'll race through the state later on tonight into tomorrow morning. I'll show you that too. Here you go. So this is valid at 10 o'clock tonight. Here's midnight. It's getting into some of our western counties. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And again, this will speed up or slow down by some degree as it gets in here, but that's the general idea. You'll notice by 7 o'clock it's almost in Georgia and the threat's over for most of our area. So that's the story, Morning Glory. So I'm going to get back to doing a little storm analysis here. I appreciate you watching. Joel says he's hyped about me and loves the live streams. Okay, well, I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot there. So, yay, Joel. We're glad to have you, buddy. Kathleen says, thanks for updating. You're welcome. That's why we're here. I would, trust me, I'd much rather be at home with my family on a Saturday. But here we are. This is the life and job we signed up for. Any more questions, put them in the chat. I'll answer them. I'll probably knock out a Facebook Live here quickly as well, see if we can get that thing working. Nick will be here most of the night. Tyler will be here most of the morning. I will be available to hop in and help them if things were to go haywire a little bit here, but we really don't think that will happen. So what do you need to do in all of this? It's pretty straightforward. Everyone in Alabama is under some level of risk. Here's the risk area as drawn by the Storm Prediction Center. And you see what I see there. It's a statewide risk. It is higher in the northwestern corner of the state. Our friends up in the Huntsville area, they've got a first alert weather day in effect, and they should. They're in an enhanced risk in their northwestern counties. We are on the fringe of it. You'll notice the far northwest, we get into a level 2 risk. Most of us are in a level 1 risk. Again, the scale goes from 1 to 5. The darker green is 1, the yellow is 2, and the orange is 3. So this is mainly in the northwestern corners of the state where things are a little more dangerous looking. Around here, it's a little more of a conditional threat. We've got some rain ongoing now in parts of the area. That will move on out. A lot of the day today is going to be dry. If you have outdoor plans, even this evening, don't cancel anything before 10 o'clock tonight. This really doesn't get in here until after 10 o'clock tonight. Then it will move across the state from west to east. Isolated problems with rotation, isolated tornado risk, isolated pockets of damaging wind. What do you need to do? You need to have multiple reliable ways of getting weather warnings. Those of you who will watch a YouTube video about storms, you're good. You probably already have that, right? If you don't, set it up. You know, our weather app on your phone will help. It'll send you alerts. Weather radios. Everyone should have a weather radio. But where I really could use your help is in getting the word out. You know, if you're up tonight and you see a tornado warning and you know someone who lives in that area, shoot them a text, give them a call, get in touch with them, wake them up even, and let them know about it. Because these nighttime tornado events are always a challenge for us in terms of getting people awake. We will be on TV alerting you if something happens, but if you're asleep and your television's off, we can't really help you. There's a limit to how much we can do. So you can help us sort of connect the gap there and call your friends, text your friends, whatever, or family, wake them up, tell them, hey, WSFA's watching the weather. There's a tornado warning in your area. Turn on WSFA, and Tyler and Nick will walk you through it. And Josh, if it warrants, if I end up having to come back in later tonight, we'll be here to walk you through it. So anyway, that's my sermon on that. I joke that, well, not even really joke, I say sometimes WSFA stands for We Send Friends Alerts. So if you see an alert, you know somebody in the path of it, let them know. All right, everybody. Hey, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. We'll be here kind of watching things throughout the rest of the day. You can join meteorologist Nick Gunner later this evening for our newscast, the early ones, and then we've got the 9 and the 10. You can watch the 9 on 12.2, and then WSFA 12 News at 10 tonight is scheduled. Bama Batman asked about what do we expect gusts to be tonight. I'd say 25 to 30. Away from the storms, the strongest storm cores, 40-ish. In most spots, you might get up 35 or 40. In the absolute strongest cores, it could get up 50 to 60. It's sort of how I see this thing playing out. So, as the song says, there you have it. All righty. Well, I will officially wind this thing down now after threatening to do so several times.